Greetings, everyone. It is I, Alex, and
I don't wanna.
okay, and I don't wanna. And today we're talking about my favorite game of the Zelda franchise so far, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. And we're gonna include HD in this, but that'll be talked about in the differences and stuff like that.
First off, happy Easter, everybody. In case this is not uploaded on Easter, I'm gonna feel stupid, but we're recording it on Easter Sunday, so happy Easter.
Yeah, well, it won't take long to upload it tonight. So anyway, yes, this game, like I just said, is my favorite in the Zelda franchise. Yours is Ocarina of Time, right?
We already talked about that, so
I don't remember.
we did Ocarina of Time already.
No, I was confirming it.
But, but
Your favorite.
to answer your question, yes, my favorite is Ocarina of Time.
See, that's all you had to say. So, um, with this one, a lot of people don't seem to like the idea of endless oceans, I guess you could call it.
So
Or
before we talk about that, this game had a lot of controversy when it first came out. A lot of controversy
more so, right when it was announced.
because of the art style.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I can hear your notifications going off. By the way.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
Yeah, because I don't know. I think it's the recorder is gonna pick it up.
Oh, let me put myself on Do Not Disturb.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. Good job. So, where were we?
Well, when this game was first announced, there were people were controversial over the art style, and after the at the time sort of not great reception on Majora's Mask, was this really the way to go? Was a lot of people's thoughts.
Oh,
However,
I thought people loved Majora's Mask when it came out.
no.
Okay, we're in that. We're still in that crowd.
But this was at the end actually a much more traditional Zelda than Majora's Mask was.
Yeah, far more traditional. It's pretty much Ocarina of Time, just with a big ass ocean. Speaking of that, someone's making a mod to put Ocarina of Time. I think just Hyrule Field, but maybe the whole game in the Wind Waker engine.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a trailer for it. I was like, what? I'll show you later.
Okay.
Okay,
But
DK.
yeah, so this was much more faithful to what people expect in a Zelda game compared to I'm in a depressed world, the moon's about to fall, have fun with time. And this you have to mess with the wind, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, and most people just hated this game right off the bat and dismissed it, even though it was actually really fucking good. Is because of the cell shading. Apparently, they used to call it Zelda back then. That's what I heard
That's
from
actually kind of funny.
Happy Console Gamer Johnny. There, he said that's what he used to call it too back then. I was like, oh, okay, okay, that's funny.
There's only one part about this game I don't really like, and we'll get there.
Yeah, one place, but let's start out with where we begin. Obviously, why don't we start at the end? No. So we start off at Outset Island, and it starts with I think it's Arill or Aryll.
Aerith?
Errol? I don't know how to spell it. Basically, your sister. You're sleeping up on top of this like watchtower thing, and she's like, "Yo, it's your birthday," and you look stoned as shit when you wake up
Now,
too.
something about this. This kid is not a reincarnation of Link.
He's just some random kid.
So that's different.
The only reason, um, I think the only reason why he ever gets connected, like just at the very beginning, is because like he happens to be around an area where they celebrate the hero of time. So he just so happened to be dressed up like him. Like, see, look at your costume for the celebration of the hero of time. So I guess that just kind of produced some similarities between like what's his name's what the King of Red Lions is look on him like this kid could be useful.
We'll get to the King of Red Lions later. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to cover.
Well, that's going to be your department because you played through this game like 8,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it's fresh on my mind too because I just recently beat it on the Wii U.
all right. Why don't you keep going on with the plot synopsis, Alex? That's all you, my friend.
All right, so after she wakes you up, you're like told, "Hey, go see your grandma." It's like, okay, I'm gonna go do that.
Grandma's like, so.
But first, you got 3 little piggies. You throw them in a little bin area, not bin, but little fenced-in area, and you get 60 rupees from all that. Then you go into your grandma's house, steal her life savings, 100 rupees, then leave, and then go talk to grandma. Bing, bada boom, and then you
Hold
go.
on, hold on. Why are you robbing your grandma?
I don't know, because it's other. I don't know. You need it for your venture, man.
It's all right. Grandma comes in with a fucking strap.
You literally crawl under her house, and you get the fucking. There's a chest with 100 rupees in it.
No grandma's money. It's fine.
It's like you fucking monster. But yeah, you do that. You talk to her. You get the tunic, and apparently it's hot out for some reason. So this like this doesn't look right on you, or it doesn't fit the weather. And I never really thought about that. I'm like, damn, that thing must be hot to wear in that kind of like beachy weather, you know.
Oh shit.
And it's a constant across the ocean because there's no weather mechanics in this game if you think about it, other than rain. There's no snow, like there's no like icebergs or ice on the water that you can crash through. That would have been nice to see.
Yeah, they're
Because you think of it of its location, because this takes place in Hyrule, in quotes. Um, you think areas in the north. I think it's the northeast, or is it the northwest? The snow mountains.
I'll do that.
I think it's the northwest. But anyway, yeah. Let's move on from that. So we go back up to her, the sister, and we get a telescope. It's like, oh shit, what does this do? It's only meant for one purpose in this game, and it's look at the postman down at the post box and him freaking out. And it's like, look up, and you look up, there's a big ass fucking bird. Like, what the hell? And it's holding a girl named Tetra, who you'll come to really know later. And the pirates that are chasing after it, basically, she's the captain, got kidnapped. Uh, hits the fucking bird right in the head and drops her in the forest. And this is where you go to get your sword. And it's just called the hero sword. And it's the combat in this game is so much smoother than Ocarina of Times, because and even Twilight Princesses, but that kind of comes at the cost of it being a little too easy, because you have such a like a good hitbox, I guess. It doesn't feel like Ocarina of Time where you kind of have to be like right up in their face. Like your sword is long.
This game is probably one of the easiest Zelda games ever.
Yeah, and the Wii U version, the sword does an extra strike of damage when you're attacking. It's like, what? Instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like, what?
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
I beat this game my first time through and I never died once. So
when I was a kid, I died, but I only really died because of the one of the Triforce pieces you have to get on outset right up behind Grandma's house.
I didn't play this game for the first time until 2020. So
Wow. Fuck. I can't believe it took you that long to play it.
I played a lot of Zelda catch up.
You did. So you basically you go and get your sword. You have to prove yourself, learn the mechanics. You go get her up. Well, you go up to the uh, forest, and this is obviously where you start learning your combat, how it works. You save her, then you go out, and you see that your sister is on the other side of the bridge coming across, just waving at you and stuff. And for some reason, well, not for some reason, but actually, the bird comes for the sister now because she has Hylian styled ears. Because this is a bird under someone's control, who we'll get to soon. Grabs her, takes off with the sister. Link fucking runs after the bird, almost fall. He literally falls, but he gets caught by Tetra, and it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, let me go! Like his face looks so fucking stupid. This game has a lot of stupid expressions.
Okay.
So after that, you're down at like the pirate ship is parked, and you're sitting there like, yeah, what do we do? Okay, we need to go with them. But in order to go with them, we need to get a shield. So we go talk to Grandma. She gives us the shield, and then we leave. And it's a big hoorah, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, what's next? Now we have to do something with someone named, I think it's Nico. He makes us do a bit of like a puzzle, I guess you can call it. It introduces one of the new mechanics in the game, which is swinging on like ropes and stuff like that.
Yay, role playing!
The original GameCube version, it was really stiff. Like if you whatever angle you jumped at, you couldn't like turn left or right while moving forward or backward. You literally had to stop and turn like in the direction you want him to go, and
Why?
then start swinging again. I don't know. It's like how you can't. It's like how you know how you use a grappling hook. You can move in for first person.
Yeah.
Can't do that in the GameCube version. You can't move.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's weird. It throws me off. I can't. Like I don't like it now. I was so used to Twilight Princess not letting you do that on the HD version. I kind of thought the same thing would apply to this, but no, there are like little like because of this like mechanic, the Wii version brings a lot of like fixes to some of the mechanics, making them a little bit less
We'll
archaic.
save the Wii U version for later.
Yeah. Anyway, you have to get over to the end of the puzzle. You fall down, you like go back up, hit a button, restart it. You get a thing called a spoils bag. That's more useful to you later. Not far later, but yeah, actually far later, because really you can't access a lot of the game until you get to a certain point in the game.
Yay!
At least until the Tower of the God. After Tower of the Gods, or after your first visit to Hyrule, that's when the game opens up to you for the most part.
Okay.
Shit. So we head to the Forsaken Fortress at this point, and this is where, as a kid, was my least favorite part of the entire, most hated part actually, of the entire game. Apparently, this is the Legend of Snake Metal Gear. I don't know, the Legend of Metal Gear or something.
The Legend of
Because
Metal Gear.
you want to take this part over because Jesus Christ. I want to know. I want to hear what you think of this fucking thing because I know too much in my head. How much I think of it? I'll tell
Yeah.
you.
Solid Link. Yeah. Fuck this part.
Or Metal Gear Link.
Metal Gear Hyrule.
Ha! There we go. Metal Gear
Yeah,
Hyrule.
this part is fucking. It's in the wrong game. I know Splinter Cell was big at the time, but give me a break, guys.
Like it's like they took the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask like sneak sequences and said, you know, it'd be funny. We made a whole dungeon based off that.
Oh, genius!
And not just, and it's so dumb. I hate it the first time through.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And there's like an exploit or something like that to where you can go in the barrel and come right out of it where they're looking at you, and they won't come after you. It's a weird coding bug. You have to look it up for any explanation because I cannot explain it. It's just like you watch it happen and you're like, what?
This part's just bad.
Yeah, it's very slow. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you just drop down from the beginning. Well, first you run over. No, drop down from the beginning, open the door, behind the barrels, get the heart piece, get caught, get out of jail, get the dungeon map, jump across one of the swinging hooks, and just start picking off the lights, and then just get to the room where you need to be. It's not hard thinking about it now because, like, oh, I know the layout now, but as a kid that didn't quite fully understand these kind of games yet, this was technically my first 3D Zelda game and 3D game in this style ever. So, um, having to use a lot of brain work worked, kind of built those wrinkles in my head, you know,
Yeah, I do.
those wrinkles in my brain. Mm. But yeah, I hate it. The moblins when they see you or you have to sneak around them, I hate that. The fact that you have no sword either in this, that is just what bugs the shit out of me. Why I hate that they give you the
No,
sword and then immediately take it away.
yeah, it's like it's
It's the
it'd be
cock
like
tease.
it'd be like if you were playing Sonic and you got the light speed dash, they took it away to the next level. Like, what?
It's like, why did you give it to me?
Yeah, exactly. Like why won't if they want to do it like that, why not make it you have to sneak in to get your sword, and that's where you get the sword.
Yeah, like, how about this? In the original story, they should have changed it to after you save Tetra, when she falls down and you're about to escape, one more a big moblin gets dropped in instead of just the or you know what I'm talking about, the big guys, not the little ones.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
little ones are book hoblins, so a moblin drops in. Link fights off with the sword that the old guy gave you, and after you beat him on the final strike, it breaks. So you have no sword, so you gotta go in, sneaking in. That's the plan from the beginning. That would have been better. And then, like you said, the reward for beating this would be to get the sword that you'd use through the game for quite a while.
Exactly.
That would have made that would have justified the existence of this dungeon way more if they did it that way.
But no.
No, let's just cock tease you, make you play with it for a little bit, and think you have it the whole adventure. Then take it away and make it do this tedious, dumb shit, and which could take hours if you're a kid to do. Trust me, I was a kid when I did this in 2002 or whatever the fuck it came out. 2003 over here. I think it was 2003 over here. It came out because it came
Yeah, it
out
was.
10 years later the Wii U version came out, which is weird. I think.
Yeah, it was 2003.
Yeah. So I was like 8, maybe. So
I
it's
was
not.
I was 11.
I see. Well,
This game is
that's a
20
good.
years old.
Yeah, it is 20 years old.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. It.
Zelda 20 years ago. What do you think Zelda is 20 years ago? Zelda actually 20 years
I know. I don't like that. I keep thinking Ocarina of Time 20 years ago.
ago.
Or
that's close
no,
to that's close to 30, my friend.
or no. I remember 20 years ago was Link to the Past. Remember that?
Yep, yep.
Oh my God, we're old. So I mean, I'm losing my hair. So there you go.
Yeah, fuck you.
Woo! Yeah, fuck you too. Uh, so let's see. Where were we on the story? Yeah, Link loses his sword. You gotta go get it. And after I said you pick off the lights, you just kind of sneak up there, get your sword where it dropped after you get launched in a fucking barrel. It's actually kind of hilarious. He's like, "Oh shit, I don't want to do this," and it does a countdown. His face just changes each one. It's like, oh boy, here we go. But yeah, you get the sword, you beat the uh bokoblin, go in, and you see your sister, but Big Bird comes down, grabs you, and you see a
Okay, hold on.
what?
I blanked out for a second. Did you say Big Bird? I thought you're not talking about the Sesame Street character, are you?
Yes, I didn't mean this. Mean it that way, but Wind Waker mod now change that giant bird to Big Bird from Sesame Street, please. And all the other Sesame Street characters are in jail. You're Elmo.
Oh no.
The Legend of Elmo. Oh, boy.
Well, what is the
Uh,
Legend of, like? Because you don't play as Zelda, so it would be Legend of somebody else.
uh, the Legend of Grouch. I don't know.
Oh God, Oscar the Grouch is the princess.
Yeah, the Legend of Oscar. No, well, this is the new era. Okay.
It's
So,
Legend of Kermit. It's Legend of Kermit.
oh my God. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, Big Bird takes you. He asks Ganon, "What do?" And Ganon just turns his head, and then Big Bird throws you.
I need to
And
time that part and just put a picture of Big Bird in the middle there, just like
you better put a picture of Big Bird there. I'm gonna be mad.
Oh God,
What's the timestamp on that so you remember?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it.
That's okay. So just remember the very beginning-ish area. So after Big Bird throws you, there's a exclusive cutscene to I think U.S. and Japan, maybe it was just U.S. of a boat just like swimming up to you, and Link is just kind of like in the water, like bleh. And you wake up inside the boat somehow. I don't know how he got in the boat. And then the boat's head turns around, starts talking to you, and he falls and freaks out promptly, as he should. And he talks about Ganondorf, how basically, he broke from his seal after Ocarina of Time, and they don't say it directly, but you can pretty much assume that's what happened if you
Yeah,
played the previous game.
I think that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, they kind of give you a lore dump at the very beginning. If you, yeah, you could skip in the Wii U version, but in the original GameCube version, you had to sit through the lore, as we call it now. So, you're told, yeah, we need to go, stop this Ganon guy, man, but I can't go anywhere because I don't have a sail. It's like, okay, how'd you move? How the hell did you get around so fast? But you go to you're in this place called Windfall Island. In the GameCube version, by the way, you have a little thing called the Tingle Tuner that you can get here from Tingle. He was in Majora's Mask. They brought him back here,
And everyone
and
hates.
yeah, Japan loves Tingle. We hate Tingle.
Yeah,
It's
well,
weird,
good for them. They're wrong.
and they are wrong. They like being ripped off. The Tingle Tuner in this is where you would use your Game Boy Advance and hook it up to the second controller port, or it was the fourth controller port. I don't remember. Without any game in it, so it would download the game to your Game Boy Advance temporarily, and it could be used. Then you could use it that had anywhere that had a map on your screen. You could use it, so you could actually break dungeons in half because you can use bombs, you can use red potions, blue potions. You can make it so you can walk or run on. You can run on the air for 5 seconds or so. It can do a lot of sequence breaking, which is probably why they removed it in the Wii U version, and also because lack of compatibility. So, yeah, I don't know if you knew anything about that for the Tingle Tuner.
Dude, I don't know anything about the thing.
Yeah, because you never played the GameCube version. That's probably why.
That's probably completely accurate.
Yeah, and then inside that place, he's in jail. For some reason, there's a picto box in there, and that is also used just for taking pictures. Once you get the deluxe picto box or doing some side missions on Windfall Island, you can take pictures of characters throughout the game, and what's that place called? Take them to a Nintendo gallery, have the guy make statues of each of them, and you'll have the whole gallery to look at when you're done. It's pretty neat.
That,
And
that's
yeah, it's kind of like bragging rights, 100%, I guess.
that's basically what it is.
Yeah, because you don't need it. It's really nice to do though. I did it on the Wii
I
U.
need it.
Yeah, because what you could do is, um, if you will miss pictures on your first run if you don't think you can take a picture of them. Like there's this tornado guy, cyclone guy. You got to take a picture of that motherfucker before he sucks you up. Um, As long as it's good, it says it's good in the top right. You take it. If you kill him, um, you can't get a picture of him. So when you do a new game, it's going to be a new game plus thing again, and you'll still have your picto box, so you'll have another chance to go get him. And any pictures you got from, like, say, there's the second final boss, you can get a picture of him. Say, yeah, you get a picture of him. You can't leave the room. You have to go to the final boss. So you're supposed to take that, and the photo will transfer over to your new save file. Then you take it to Nintendo Gallery. Weird.
That's just stupid.
Or you could just take the picture, save and quit, and then load the beginning of Ganon's tower. Yeah, I agree with either way. One's shorter than the other. Figure out which one it is. So, anyway, back onto the plot. We actually have to go find a sale. And speaking of this sale, it's actually required now that you get Tingle unlocked in the Wii U version. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Yeah, I don't know if did you just do it like just by accident or just what?
Dude, I don't remember.
Yeah, because
I played this game so long.
yeah.
Zelda games, I'm weird with Zelda games. They are very one and done for me until like years later.
I could play it once every 2 years or so.
You know, see, Zelda, I'm one of those guys. I'll beat it, and then like a year later, and then I'll wait over a year, maybe two, maybe three before I touch it again.
Yeah. So we get the sale for 80 rupees. Now, this is why I said you should go rob your grandmother and get all the 60 rupees uh, from the pig lady. So-
Your biggest advice is rob your grandmother. I think
yes.
is the best goddamn thing.
Well,
Grandma, you don't get your medicine today, Grandma. Grandson's got to go on an adventure.
You don't need your insulin, Grandma. It already costs $500 a fucking bottle.
You took Granny's drug money.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of health care do they have on Outset Island?
Look, Hyrule's been flooded. Doctors are in shambles.
Yeah, this economy is ruined, man. We don't care about the living conditions. It's like, oh shit, this economy sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, oh, Beetle. Oh, we forgot about Beetle.
You forgot about Beetle.
Fuck you. You didn't think about him until just now, did you?
I did not. No.
So there you go. So
You're doing a plot summary. It's your fault.
yeah, so I mean, this isn't required to go to at the beginning of the game, but at the beginning of the game, you can see a ship that has Beetle's face on it. This is the first game he actually appears in, I believe. And you go in there, you can get a bait bag. It's like, okay, what do? And then you can get
What do?
yeah, okay, what do? And then what do is you use bait and high pears. I don't know how you pronounce it. Basically pears,
What
and
are you
use the.
trying to say?
That's what they're called, like HYORI. It's really weird, man. I don't remember what they're.
Hi, Roy.
Yeah, Hyroy or something like that.
Huh?
I have no idea. It's a very weird name. You use the bait to map out islands on your map when you're sailing on your boat from
I'm
these
on a
weird
boat. I'm on a boat.
manfish. So that's kind of weird. And the
Weird
air.
and that's kind of weird.
Yep. It is weird. Yeah. And then there's the pears where you use to, which I don't know how this works. You put one on your head, and a seagull comes down, takes it, and then you can control the seagull, and Link is moving his arms around like he's controlling something. So does this mean that you could transfer your consciousness into the pear on your head, and then the bird eats it, and then your consciousness goes into the bird?
Bro, you're getting way too philosophical for this shit. Let's back up. Let's take it back.
Yeah, it's like back it up. It's like it's like can you keep it down? You're being a little too loud. It's like yeah, getting too awoken here by my instincts. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't know how it works. It just use it to take control of it to like hit like switches or run it into a bomb to set something off. There's not really much use for it other than that. Oh, and grab rupees and a heart piece. Yeah, that's about it. And I don't think there's anything else that goes into the bait bag as far as I know. But you can find Tingle throughout the game in a lot of places. I don't know if he's on Windfall. But I do know he's on the route to the next place, which is Dragon Roost Island. And Dragon Roost Island is pretty cool. It's basically where the Rudo would evolve into the Rita, I believe they're called. And they're basically bird people. For some reason, they can't survive in the ocean. It's a lifeless ocean. It's kind of like an artificial ocean, really. So there's no life in there. So that's kind of creepy. Other than like monsters, like anything that's in the water that attacks you is something that Ganon, I believe, constructed at some point during his return. And at this point, by the way, Gandorf doesn't have full power yet. That's why Hyrule's not, or the Great Sea is not quite fucked up yet. So, do you want to continue the story? Will I take a break for a minute? Don't tell me you died. Hello. Hmm. Oh, he's back, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was
got
talking.
I
Huh?
got a brownie.
Oh, do you want to talk about the story for a little bit? My mouth is starting to hurt.
Not really.
Fuck you.
I don't even know where we are.
We're just about to talk about Dragon Roost. And I talked
Oh,
about how they're the Rita and they can't survive in the ocean. It's basically a lifeless sea, which is kind of creepy. Anything
dude,
that's
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I
mm,
don't really remember the story.
uh, well, basically in
Just
this
do it. Just do a quick. Don't have to go in depth. Just do a quick plot synopsis so we can get to the meat and potatoes.
yeah, so here you have to get these pearls, and one of them is held by Prince Kamali, who needs to go up and get his wings. Uh, this weird like scale from the Dragon Valu up there, and he won't give it to you unless you can like stop him from being angry. It's like, why is he angry? Well, we gotta figure that out. So we go into the dungeon that's there after meeting this, Rita named Medley. She will basically kind of come into play later, but she gives you for your first bottle, by the way. Yay! I love bottles. And then you make your way into the dungeon after talking to her and all that stuff, or after getting the bottle, really. And this is our first dungeon, the Dragon Roost Cavern. What do you think of this cavern? Do you remember it?
I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it had some nice, really nice like atmosphere. The volcano aesthetic was really cool. Um,
I think because we've been talking about just the plot for 33.
yeah.
I think basically to summarize, you go through some dungeons, you find the Master Sword, the pirate girl is Zelda, the King of the Red Lions is the King of Hyrule.
Hmm.
Ganondorf is bad. You get the Master Sword, you stab him in the head. After you get the Triforce and you save Hyrule. That's basically what happens. Like,
Yeah.
if we're here any longer, my head's gonna fucking pop. Like, we've been
Yeah,
on this plot for over 30 minutes. We haven't talked about any other goddamn things.
yeah, we had to set some establishments, of course. But now that the establishments are put there, we're good.
But let's finally talk about what makes this game so great to me. Because I
Yeah,
don't give a
you
I don't give a absolute shit about the story because Zelda, I don't care. Right?
I love this game's story because it's actually one of the few that goes in depth on like characters like Ganondorf and stuff like that.
This feels like a natural evolution of the Ocarina of Time formula.
It's just so much smoother. It just feels better.
It does, but there are some gripes I have with it.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the core gameplay, I really don't have any issues with how Link controls.
Mm.
He feels great. I almost said gunplay. The
Ooh,
swing.
what is this? Shadow the Hedgehog? No,
We'll
that's not
talk,
for another. That's not for another 2 years.
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in another video.
Oh fuck! I don't want to. But all right.
We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Oh, I worry not.
Um,
So the gameplay.
I love all of his all of the items you can get in this game. Like I love the grappling hook. I love the I love the boomerang.
Now, can we talk about the animations too? Like how amazing every animation in this game
Oh,
is.
dude,
Like,
the graphics in this game are fucking stupid good.
yeah, like for 2002 when for Japan, I guess it 2002. That was fucking insane, and they still look absolutely great today on GameCube. Like I just booted it up. Not just. I'm lying. I recently booted it up on GameCube with my HDMI thing with it. With progressive scan. It's a little blurry, but that's to be expected. But wow, like it looks really good, and especially if you run on an emulator, it looks like a modern video game. That's
Now,
how good
what?
it looks.
Now, the thing that's gonna make or break this game for you
Yeah, I can see where you're going.
is is the Wind Waker itself and the sailing.
I just say the sailing. The Wind Waker.
Both of these issues really only apply to the GameCube version.
Yes, you're right. I was gonna say because in HD, the Wind Waker
You can find the
is,
Swift. Well, one you can find the Swift sail, which makes the Wind Waker almost irrelevant.
and also every time when you play a song, it doesn't repeat the animation every time. That was a
Exactly.
game. That was a GameCube problem. I was like, okay, that's a
Because
nice little change.
in Hyrule, like in Ocarina of Time, you had to ride Epona through Hyrule Fields, right?
Oh, and it was also really one last thing on the Wind Waker. The only thing that was really annoying in the original was say you forgot the song, just like in Ocarina of Time, you had to hit the pause button, go to the menu, look at the song, remember the song, go back to the thing. Say you fuck up, go back. You know what I mean? Go back and forth. But on the Wii U version, while you're playing the Wind Waker, you can just look at the fucking gamepad and it shows all the songs,
That's true.
and
It does.
you can use the touchpad, like put your finger in the middle, like drag it up, down, left, or right in motion and play
I
the Wind Waker with the gamepad.
can you actually? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can, and it
But
actually works.
the reason why the sailing pisses a lot of people off is because of the wind.
Yeah, and in the original as well, it just took so long to get to places.
Yeah, this game is a lot.
There was a
bigger.
reason why though it took so long,
This game is a lot bigger than Ocarina of Time was,
and there's a lot,
and
and
it also feels unfinished.
it was rushed. It was rushed near the end.
A
There are
lot of GameCube era games were rushed. A lot of them. I think
that's
we
what
mentioned in our Sunshine video.
that might be why. And maybe Twilight Princess suffered the same fate. Maybe with a lot of cut content, maybe they're gonna remake Wind Waker and Twilight Princess instead of outright just porting the games. Because if you think about it, if you try to port the Wii U versions of these games directly, you're gonna have a lot of compatibility issues. Because one massive compatibility problem, the Miiverse functionality. What's going to replace that? You can't put the Tingle Tuner in Wind Waker again because there's nothing that can actually control the Tingle Tuner. What do you think they're going to fucking put on the 3DS? That thing's fucking dead. Not on
Well,
their phone.
they took the Miiverse features out of Super Mario World or 3D World.
Right. But what would they replace the Tingle bottle with? That's what I want to know. Because they have to put something there.
Well, about that toward the end.
You see, that's just like there's a problem. So you can't just directly port that game. They got to think of something to put in there so maybe they could just rebuild something and have it work with your smartphone or something. I
Give
don't know.
give the sailing some credit
Mm. Oh, in the HD version?
in general. There's actually a lot of places to travel to. It's not just an
Yes.
empty sea of nothing.
Yeah, if you
Right.
probably put all the islands together, it probably would be about as big, maybe bigger than Ocarina of Time.
So there is a lot to do in the sea. It's just getting there and back in the GameCube version is such a pain in the ass because you constantly have to change the direction of the wind.
Yeah, you roll up to the island, you get out, do your shit, get out. You gotta go back the other way. You gotta turn the boat around, turn the Wind Waker around,
They
and
can
you gotta
easily
kind of angle it just right. Make sure you hit it just right. Make sure you're not hitting the wrong direction. Oh no, you were a little bit too far left. Oh, now you gotta do it again. Oh, you're a little too off to the right. It's like
now
Wind
like now
HD
now
fixed this so much.
now you could easily add a good 2-3 hours of game time just fucking doing wind channeling. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's about 10 seconds, maybe half, maybe well, depending on what you're trying to do, half a minute per time.
But and then the thing is, you have to do it all
Every
the
time.
time. So if you want to play this game, oh, one more thing.
Mm.
Before you go to the final battle, the Triforce hunt.
Ah, yes. If you played this on the GameCube, if you're like me and play this on the GameCube, you have war flashbacks. Frankie does not understand the war flashbacks that I have with this Wind Waker Triforce Hunt because I fucking hate it so much because I think every fucking chart and I don't know what to do anymore about that.
You
I
have
would
to
never
find
do
a
it.
chart to
Dude,
find the piece of the Triforce. So the only way to do that is to go to Tingle.
you know what? You only need to do what, 3 charts? 4?
3 in the Wii U version, which is a lot better.
Wow, you sound like it's so bad. Try the GameCube version where they all were charts.
It's like what, a 3,000 something rupee paywall?
Dude, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And
They could have made a couple of dungeons to find the Triforce piece, and that would have been fine. Everyone would have preferred that to giving Tingle a ridiculous amount of rupees. Fuck you.
they could have fit it. I don't know, like, yeah, you're right. So and then there was the other cut content, the volcano dungeon where you get the iron boots or whatever you get. No, no, not the iron boots. That's the other one. They could have that one and the ice one. Those were supposed to be full out dungeons, but they got cut because you get like really important items in there, man. Like
And
iron boots
you're just
and
trying to get them in this.
yeah, they're just basically literally a mini dungeon you could do in about a minute.
Yeah, it's not hard. You go in there, you get the thing, and you leave.
I mean, obviously there's something in there, but well, not the volcano one, but the ice one. But still, it just feels it doesn't feel fleshed out. It feels like a more rushed version of Ocarina of Time's Ice Cavern.
Now, that all being said, this is one of the easiest games in the series.
And this is why you play the Wii U version because you can have the hero mode, which will make the game actually kind of fucking hard in the beginning. But once you get some heart pieces and all that,
But like,
containers, you're fine.
the first time I played this game was in 2020, the Wii U version. I've never played the GameCube version.
Good luck getting it now for a decent price, though.
Yeah, I never saw the game over screen. I never died.
I have died in the original and in the HD version on hero mode in the beginning.
And I'm not like a Zelda aficionado or anything. You guys know, so I'm a pretty recent Zelda fan.
Yeah, he can't Crash Bandicoot 1 this shit like I can.
I only started playing Zelda really in like 2017.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of a Zelda virgin.
Yeah, you really are.
So I went back. I played catch up. I played a lot of them, like back to back.
Though I don't really see myself playing and beating all of the 2D entries.
Like, yeah, I like the 3D Zeldas a lot more.
Me too.
And to be fair, this is in my top 5. I thoroughly enjoy Wind Waker. I like this game a lot, but I have 3 Zelda games I do put above it.
Yeah, and if I know what I think Ocarina of Time is your number 1, isn't it?
It goes. So I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. Ocarina of Time is number 1. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Twilight Princess.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is Breath of the Wild. Number 4 is Wind Waker, and number 5 is Link to the Past.
What you need to do, sir, is get an your Xbox Series controller, plug it into your computer, get this thing called Ship of Harkinian, and get a Zelda 64 ROM very easily, and put it into this like device. The ROM will be a prototype PAL version of the game. And when you load this ROM in the Ship of Harkinian program, you'll be playing the recently released PC port of Ocarina of Time. And I gushed over that so much in our last video.
Alex, let me ask you a serious question.
That will cement it in your
Stop.
number, but that will cement it in your number one. I'm telling you.
What does this have to do with The Legend of Zelda: The Wind
I wanted to just say that it would cement your top
Waker?
5. Like I would say, like that number 1, it would not be movable.
Oh, it's just stuck. It's stuck in an impossible time loop. It's
It's
just
it,
always there.
yeah, like no matter what game comes out after this, it's never gonna replace it. It's always gonna be
Now,
number 1.
Tears of the Kingdom might end up being number 1. We'll see.
Ooh, we never know. I'm ready for that. So
When this game was released, it got critical acclaim, but didn't sell that well, right?
yeah, but it was also hated too because of how it looked. But then people were also like, "Oh wow, there's actually a good game hiding behind this."
Yeah, the people who actually played it were like, "Oh, this is great." So much that Nintendo Power actually ranked it as the second best GameCube game of all time.
Yeah, and I had a really cool guide. I wish I remember what happened to it. I don't know if I hope I didn't throw it out, but I probably did. It was a combo one. It was all together.
I miss strategy guides, dude.
That game helped me find almost everything, and there was a extra guide that came with it because back then, if you pre-ordered Wind Waker, you would get a bonus disc that would have Ocarina of Time Master Quest and Ocarina of Time on there.
If you want to
So
play this game nowadays,
basically, my guide came with an Ocarina of Time guide with it.
that's awesome, actually.
It really is. I was like, what is this stuff? I want to play this game. And then when I got it, I was like, oh, my guide. And I was then that oh my god, I wish I told you. I wish I told that in that last video. My memories with the strategy guides with the Ocarina of Time. Anyway,
Now, if you're going to play this game, yeah, the easiest way to find it is probably the GameCube version because nobody has a Wii U.
I don't know about that, Chief.
I don't. It's an expensive game, no matter which version.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know. It's because it's highly sought after, and Nintendo doesn't want to release it. So, I mean, just you could just emulate it. The Wii U is easily emulatable.
I mean, you could always hold out for a re-release on the Switch or the next console. It's probably gonna be the next console.
Probably, I could see them launching them as launch titles.
But you know you're thinking capitalize with like Tears of the Kingdom coming out and stuff.
I think they just want people to focus only on Tears of the Kingdom right now.
But I think Wind Waker is a great game. Like put the art style behind you, and if you just play the game, it's excellent.
And if you love the art style like me, more to you.
Yeah,
It makes it one of the greatest games of all time for me.
it's very good game.
Like when you see bad games, it's like you have to wonder: are these developers that make Zelda games, for example, just like obscenely talented, or is most of the industry just made up of mediocre garbage people? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I don't know. Because some of these people at Nintendo are wizards. Thanks,
Well,
Iwata. I wasn't being sarcastic either. I was like, because he did some wizardry.
now
And anyway.
the next one we are doing, guys,
Hmm.
is going to be Sonic Heroes.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to use the superpower of teamwork about that one. Remember, we did a commentary that we're not going to talk about what channel was on, and we played multiple versions of it.
Oh. So stay tuned for Sonic Heroes. Next time we meet, happy Easter, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video on Alex's favorite Zelda, probably favorite video game of all time at this point.
That or Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door.
So mine we have not talked about yet on this channel. I don't know if we ever will, but one day.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, until then, until next time, take care.